intense scene. So just like trigger warning of some sort. So yeah, the lessers, these humans basically in the future, are put into farms when they're found a lesser. So Atlia at this point has been framed, and she sees this memory of her killing her father, but she has no idea how. She blacks out, she has no idea why, no idea why she's framed, and she's sent to the farm and discovered as a lesser in the future. And again, lessers are people who lack empathy, people who have like a, you know, like murder is like, you can't come back from that in this society. We are lucky this worked because what we had planned was worse. What? I muttered as the top of the cage was taken off and I felt hard shocks through my telegraphic. I screamed out in pain, please. I cried out loud, but the piecers made no motion. I realized they had put a blocker on the sounds I make in their telegraphics. However, I could see the piecers felt for me, knowing who I was. I was starting to pick up people's emotional cues without a telegraphic, feeling so much less. I needed to pay attention. I could barely read their faces since the shocks hurt so much. I could barely stay conscious. I was dragged over past other cages, a different type of housing. It had cages made from plastic and bubble material. The bodies of women whose hands were tied by plastic clasps behind their backs. There were hundreds of them in a row. You could see where the plastic dug into their wrists. They were red, and some were bleeding. Their breasts laid on a plastic shelf and were connected to a machine that was a tube into their nipples. You could see their nipples pulsing and contracting. The veins on each woman, you could see almost through her breast. They were tangled in blue. I could hear the breath of each woman. It came out heavy and withdrawn. The machines making whirring noises and sucking. I could see bruises painted all over their bodies and especially around their nipples, as if someone kicked them into the positions they were in. A piecer was watching all of them, shocking some of them if less of the white liquid came out. They cried out in pain. I saw one piecer brought in a littling. A woman on the nursing bench saw the littling and squirmed, screaming for the littling as it cried out for her. This lesser had not produced as much of the white liquid and a piecer came over and put a plastic gag over her mouth. As she tried to bite him, he shocked her internally again. He fastened the plastic gag and huge tears, streams poured down her face as she looked at the littling held in front of her. The white liquid started to come out more. The piecer took the littling away as it was screaming, and the lesser fought the clasps in the nursing bench, trying to tear herself out as the piecer pushed her head down and shocked her back into submission. All that was left was the vacancy in her eyes, snot coming out of her nose over the gag, spit falling to the floor, her head to one side again. And then after that, that's an intense scene.